Hey everyone, welcome back to another Outriders video. I hope that everybody is having an absolutely fantastic day, and in today's video what I would like to be able to do for you guys is show you some tier 2 mods, mostly tier 2 mods that will substantially deal a ton of damage regardless of what type of player you guys are. Obviously, certain builds, whether you're playing as a trickster, a technomancer, or whatever other builds that you guys are playing as, there are some abilities that can be done specifically with those builds that will get more damage, but for the most part, we're going to talk about things in this video that will generate most classes a lot more damage in the grand scheme of things. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. Now, obviously, like I mentioned earlier, tier 3 mods are great and all, but I'm kind of going on the focus of how you guys can actually generate more damage with a little bit lower level character. If you guys are obviously a CT 15 and you guys are getting golds all the time, you guys might have access to more legendary gear which you could break down and obviously get those tier 3 mods, and you can start sharing them with other characters. If you guys want to know on how to share with your other characters here on Outriders, make sure that you guys check out the previous video that I just released before this one, because that will help you guys make the ultimate character that you guys are looking for as quick as you possibly can. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into some of the mods that you guys need to actually have in order to get a ton of damage done as fast as possible, because that's what it is in the expedition. It's all about spreading as much damage, doing as much damage as quickly as you possibly can, and getting through the expeditions as quickly as you possibly can. So the first thing that we're actually going to start with is the armor mods. Now, there is going to be a couple tier 3 ones that I will go over in the grand scheme of things, so if you guys don't have these, then I am sorry, but there is just a couple that I do want to talk about. Now, the two that I have unlocked specifically even on my main character is Stare into the Barrel. So boost your firepower by almost 9,000 for each enemy within close range, and it stacks 5 times. So if you guys are getting surrounded, this can definitely help you guys boost a lot of firepower very quickly. So doing a lot more damage basically instantly, and just for being surrounded, which you guys will find yourselves in a lot of the time. So, and it can stack 5 times, which means that we're generating almost 45,000 additional firepower just by being surrounded. So this is definitely a very good one to have. Another one is actually Sharp Eye. So killing enemies while aiming down the sights grants you another 14,000 firepower for 20 seconds, and it does stack 3 times. So you can basically just continuously getting kills with your character, and you're always going to have an additional basically almost 45,000 firepower by aiming down the sights and getting those kills. Now, you should be, for the most part, aiming down the sights anyway. I doubt a lot of people are using hip fires to just basically generate all their kills, but these two generate a ton. I mean, we're talking almost 90,000 firepower with just those 2 mods, and I'm already doing those things anyway. Now let's go ahead and move down to the tier 2 ones that we can actually take a look at, and what will actually ultimately help you guys out in the long run. Now, not one of my favorite ones, but it is one that we're going to cover because you can receive a ton of firepower for it. But it's whenever your health is fully replenished, and a lot of characters do get that opportunity to fully replenish their health, you get 8-second boost to firepower, anomaly power, and also your armor. So getting additional 12,000 for basically always having full health is absolutely fantastic. Another one, which is going to be in the 3rd line here, is going to be this one, which is the crit stack. So critical shots build up a 5-second stacking effect that grants you 3,000 anomaly power. Now, this is based on my character. It's probably going to be substantially less depending on what CT you're currently at. But it also generates another 6,800 firepower bonuses, and it stacks up to 5 times, which means that I'm almost getting another 35,000 firepower by getting critical shots. Now, if you can get 5 critical shots basically instantly on any of the characters that you're shooting at, you can get this firepower, additional firepower, and additionally anomaly power instantly on your character. Now, unfortunately, we're going to jump down a few of the rows, and we're going to be focusing here on Stand Tall. I do like this one because you guys should be using out of cover a majority of times. So as long as you're out of cover for more than 5 seconds, you're getting an additional 11,219 firepower and an also anomaly power as well, just for being out of cover, which a majority of people probably are never really in cover, especially in the expeditions, because you are designed to get through these levels as quickly as you possibly can. Another one that is decent is Move Groove. Again, not probably one of the top priority ones, but it is a decent one. So moving, as long as you're moving around, your anomaly power and your firepower is always increased. So if you want that additional bonus and you don't have some of these other ones, this is a great alternative to at least boost your firepower, and you can make yourself a little bit stronger with your anomaly power as well. Now moving down into the next row, Persistence Munitions. So whenever your health actually is dropping below 30%, it does happen from time to time. You can increase your firepower by almost 34,000 for 5 seconds. This is only going to be given in certain situations, and only if your health is consistently dropping below that 30% mark. If it doesn't drop below 30%, then this one is never really going to benefit you. So it's kind of a iffy one from time to time, but it can help if you guys find yourself in that situation. Potentially barrel roll, just because it increases your firepower as soon as you basically do any type of roll. So if you guys are jumping around a lot, an additional 25,000 for damage after just only your first shot will give you that. This one could kind of help you guys out if you don't have the other ones again. Another good one is the Shield Blast. So whenever your shield completely is depleted, you can see an energy blast within a specific area, again being surrounded, which you're probably getting surrounded and losing your shield at that point. But almost 120,000 damage. It can happen every 5 seconds. It could ultimately save you sometimes in certain situations by doing that ultimate damage of that 120,000, getting rid of some of the enemies that are close to you. Another decent one is actually one that I have equipped on here is Personal Space. It just grants an additional 15% bonus to close range damage weapons. So in my case, as my trickster, I am always using a shotgun. So having a shotgun out there, always getting that 15% bonus on my close range weapon damage is absolutely fantastic, because I'm always getting up close and personal. Now you could potentially say that buckshots and maybe even some of these other ones, depending on what type of build you are, might help you out, but they are only 10%. So just keep that in mind. Even the one with the assault rifles is 10% as well. Another one that we're going to quickly look at is the very last one, so Bloodlust. So killing shots increase your firepower by 15,000. It does stack for up to 3 times and it deteriorates over 10 seconds. I like Killing Spree a little bit better just because it gives you a lot more to deal with. If we take a look at that again, so we have the Sharp Eye and the Stare in the Barrel, but we're going to get into Killing Spree here in just a moment. But this is a great alternative to Killing Spree if you don't have that tier 3 mod, because you can get a lot of additional damage. The only difference between Bloodlust and Killing Spree is this one actually deteriorates, and it's actually substantially lower as far as that goes. All right, let's just take a look at some of the weapon mods that I do recommend. There's a lot less of these ones. And as far as the legendaries go, so the tier 3 mods, we're only going to be looking at 2 of them, and that's going to be the Killing Spree, which I mentioned. So killing shots increase your damage by 25% for this weapon for 20 seconds, and you can stack 3 times, which gives you 75% damage increase on whatever weapon you're currently using. You guys need to use this in your build. I'm actually trying to get this on my shotgun right now, because that will make my character even that much stronger. Another one is going to be Moaning Winds. Now this one is recommended for people that are consistently reloading or reloading in specific certain situations, maybe taking a couple shots and then switching back to their primary and only using it as a defensive piece of gear. And that's reloading creates a strong blast around you, almost 15,000 damage, which is amazing, and it has a huge radius of 8 meters. But unfortunately, it can only happen once every 8 seconds. So it's kind of timing is of importance. And it's when you put yourself into either very specific situations or situations that you don't necessarily even want to be in. This one has helped me out a few times in my past playthroughs. But if we take a look specifically at tier 2, we have 5 that we're going to be going over. The first one is the Bone Shrapnel. I do like Ultimate Bone Shrapnel. It is very nice. Unfortunately, it is critical shots, and if we take a look at it, it's actually what's on my weapon as of right now anyway. So critical shots detonate the enemy bones, turning them into shrapnel that deals 163,000 damage and inflicts bleed, but it can only happen once every 3 seconds, whereas this one, it's killing shots. So if we kind of hover over this one, killing shots detonate the enemy's bones, so every time that you're killing something, you're guaranteed to get it. It can happen every second, so if you're killing something fast, more than one thing every second, then this one might not help you guys out. But at 164,000 damage and inflicts bleed, can definitely help you guys out in situations. Another really good one is if you guys are using any type of frozen ability. So in my case, my Technomancer, I use the Cold Blast, and this one is really good on that character because killing shots against frozen enemies make them explode, dealing a ton of damage. Obviously, this is dependent on what CT level you guys are, and a lot of these damage numbers that you guys see are based on what CT currently are at. Another one that we could quickly look at is Minefield. There is an ultimate Minefield one as well. Again, based on critical shots versus tier 2 is based on killing shots. Does the same amount of damage. Another good one is going to be the Storm Whip. Now, I like, not Storm Whip, I'm sorry, Petra Mobile. You can instantly replenish your magazine. Now, this one definitely isn't directly done on damage, but you can keep your damage ability up there if you're making sure that you always have ammo in your magazine instead of reloading all the time. So when you guys get that 35% less in ammo and you guys get a killing shot in that time frame, you can regenerate your entire clip and basically never have to reload. So therefore you can keep up your blighted rounds, or you can even keep up your twisted rounds, or whatever character you guys are currently using. And then last but not least, we have Death Chains. I think this one can be kind of nice in certain situations. So this one's probably not that great in the grand scheme of things, but it can help out at least at the beginning if you don't have some of access to some of these other ones. So shots entangle an enemy with chains, dealing 156,000 damage over 3 seconds, and it can happen every 2 seconds. So there you go. Hopefully this does help you guys out. You can do a lot more damage very quickly with some of these mods. We pretty much went over all of the main tier 2 and some of the tier 3 mods that are available. And you guys don't even have to have access to these tier 3 because I gave you guys tier 2 alternatives that you guys can definitely use to at least get you guys started and do a lot more damage right now in Outriders. But if it does help you guys out, then make sure that you guys go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe down below. It would help me out a lot and is greatly appreciated. But until next time, YouTube, you guys keep doing what you're doing because you're already doing it, and you guys stay gaming.